All right. Day 3 of the Two Realms Conference with Etienne and his wonderful wife and Michael and Organa, which are the two speakers of the conference, Michael and Etienne. Probably saying his name wrong still. Today was a bit different than the last 2 days. Today was exactly the way it was supposed to be. So before I give this review, let's settle a few things. Every moment was written before it ever passed, which means everybody's right where they're supposed to be, which means no matter how fun or not fun something is, it's for your good because you love God and you're called according to his purpose, especially if you're watching this YouTube channel and you're caring enough about conferences and ministries to engage a video like this that is all about an honest review of this conference. And the first 2 days were great. I will say that one of the sessions, as far as, concern, is this concept that I've dealt with other people, especially mystics, people that engage other realms and go into other dimensions and see things and say they see things and stuff like that, is when they say, this is just the way it is, as if the spirit realm is an absolute. That's always concerning to me. And so that happened quite a bit in some of the sessions today, is like, hey, this is the way it is. And that isn't true scientifically, and it's not true biblically when our wheel of reality and the human experience is different from the other 8 billion people's. Every single person's is different. And so to say this is just the way it is, and this is what is real, no matter what, doesn't resonate coherence with me. And the other thing that didn't resonate coherence with me was the concept of telling somebody what they should do and telling somebody what they need to do. And that happened quite a bit too today. But other than that, as far as, high vibration, positive impartations, tonight's amazing activation of Christ in us from the inside out, overall, it was positive. It wasn't the 10 out of 10 that I feel like day number 1 was, or the 8 out of 10 that I would probably give yesterday. But it was still, primarily a lot more positive than I would say concerning or negative. As far as an honest biblical review, there was a decent amount of talk about demons. And I am under the impression biblically and aligning with actuality and truth, capital T, of the finished work of the cross and lamb slain before the foundations of the world, that I am not to be sin conscious or demon conscious, or I give something power that's already been defeated. And there were some testimonies shared today of, having to fight a demon for 2 hours and stuff like that. And that's just not really my bag, personally. And that's not really, in my opinion, God's bag as far as the finished work of the cross. But again, everybody's process is perfect. Everybody's journey is perfect. Everybody's expression, whether it's an invitation to raise your vibration because they're walking in a greater manifestation of Jesus Christ in their life, or whether, they're a contradiction and they're a temptation to lower my vibration, they're both therapeutically valuable in my human experience to level up in love or tell myself a greater truth. And so, yeah, I mean, day number 3 was good. Day number 3 was good. There is in my opinion, a pendulum that has been swung a little bit far to the right of serious, serious, serious. And God is serious. And the Great Commission is serious. And what Jesus paid for is serious. And the fact that people are dying and possessed is serious. But joy is also serious, and it's a really big part of heaven. And so when there's pretty much no joy in a service or in a person, I know immediately that there is a pendulum that has swung to try to balance out probably being a little bit too wacky and too weird in other seasons, or they've been around the wacky and weird and they just genuinely don't like it, so they speak against it quite a bit. There was a saying said in the first session that I'm recalling right now, and it was, Jesus isn't your buddy. And I'm going to tell you very, very clearly in Scripture, it says that we're no longer slaves, but friends of God. And so Jesus is our buddy, biblically. But I know what they were trying to say. It's not just about having fun and getting whacked and stuff like that. But in reality, getting more under the influence of the Spirit and bearing more of the fruit of the Spirit, which includes peace and joy and pleasure forevermore at his right hand, being seated there and aligned with that is definitely God's plan for man. And so day number 3 was good, though. It was good. I got hands laid on me by both Michael and Etienne, and I had a radical encounter with Jesus, radical realming with Yahweh, and it was a powerful conference overall, powerful conference. I can say for myself personally, this is no longer a scientific or biblical review. This is just my personal opinion. I would not pay $500 to go do that again. But again, everybody is in a different step in their walk and in a different level of progressive revelation in their relationship with Jesus. And so I believe, 95% of the people there, obviously 100% of the people were meant to be there. Everything was written before it ever passed. But 95% of the people there were jumping up and down, in their spirit. Their hearts were pumping, their spirits were jumping, and they were really resonating coherence with everything that was being said. Because I have a pretty strict lexicon of light and a very, very biblical lens of love's perspective and the finished work of the cross and what was finished before the foundations of the world. There were just some things that, could be a little bit more progressed. But again, everybody has their place. And who knows, maybe, Etienne landed a scroll that he unrolled that said, hey, this is the step that this group of people are on. Because I can tell that he's in a lot of progressive revelation and sonship manifestation stuff and answering the groanings of creation. So Etienne's expression overall out of the two speakers resonated a lot more coherence than the other one. There was a lot of talk from both speakers of like, hey, it's not about the wacky or the weird or the mystical or trying to seek encounters. But then both of them spoke about encounters primarily. And, so that kind of was a little bit weird, but yeah, overall it was great. Day number 3 was good. Day number 3 was God. I had a radical encounter with God from their activations and their laying on of hands. And very grateful for what they've both done for humanity, our family. Michael and Etienne, I bless you both as powerful sons of God. And I decree a blessing over your ministry for it to progress into more of God's best. And for both of you after this conference to truly get some rest. You guys did a darn good job. And I love you both very much. So day number 3, good overall. Over and out. I'll see you for day number 4 so you can hear a little bit more for the last session, day number 4 of the Two Realms Conference. Pastor Daniel Thornus, Christ Grace Church, North Houston, Texas, over and out. I love you guys. Bless you. I'm obviously in my tent. Everybody else is down there in the cabins. I am up on the hills in the hill country in a tent because this is what feels beautiful to me, and it keeps me in the highest frequency so I can be tuned into the Father more than ever before, and so I can give you a balanced report energetically. And so I pray that you felt that today. I love you guys. Bless you.